Greetings, friend. How are you doing today? I have a few questions for you today. Couple questions for you. First question: do you have green thumb? Green thumb. You are really good with with growing plant. And the second question: do you know how often? Have you noticed how often kids, when they are growing, need new set of clothing? If you ever been around kids, depend on their age, it can be as frequent as every 3 months to at later stage once a year. And then the reason for that is kids continue to grow and they outgrow the existing clothes. And you and I this week are sharing about grow. How is it that you can grow your results even more, that you can expand your result? Tips on how you can do that. In addition to, of course, knowing where you want to grow. But once you do that, what are certain things that can make the process even easier? That you will be able to continue day to day as you growing, have more ease of mind and peace and joy. And the first one we shared the other day is that to understand that adversity a lot of time is good for our growth. Adversity can be a good thing. And then to allow discomfort, particularly even as it escalates, the discomfort escalates, kind of like the process of teething. And then to allow great, wonderful example, somebody that can be a model, because it's a lot easier when you have a roadmap, so to say. And then to the final thing that we'll discuss this week, and will also allow you to a lot of peace of mind as you embrace this, is to let go and trust its process, its journey. And so what do I mean by that? If you look at kid growing, if you look at kid or certain animals that shed their skin, like certain reptiles, this is the process. The kids, as they grow and they will not fit in their previous clothes anymore. Imagine if you try to fit a 6 years old kid in a 2 years old in their 2 years old clothing. That would not particularly go very well, isn't that? And as children, we let go when we continue letting go. A lot of time, even beyond that, even when you go to school and so forth, you let go and you go through the process of letting go. And the funny thing is, as we become adult, we become more and more attached to things, and kid goes through changes. And yes, they experience the change, but a lot of time they kids are not as attached to change, to as uncomfortable through changes, perhaps because they are changing and they are growing. And many times you and I as adults says, oh, we want to grow our result, we want to expand this and want to do that. And at the same times, we learn to sit in a comfort zone, and then we become very uncomfortable when we are to let go, when you need to let go things in your life for you to create space to be allow something new, for you to be able to step into something else. And so that's one thing that we want to learn to do, is to let go. And it's not only letting go things that is no longer serving us. Many times we learn to let go things that is no longer serving us, but it is also actually to let go of control, to let go of control. In medicine, in veterinary medicines, we know that some people, some doctors for instance, are much more keen on what we call, if you ever hear the term micromanage, you micromanage something and everything has to be this way and that way and this way and that way. And do you know why you want to control things? It's good to have certain control. It's good to have certain plan. But the main reasons when we micromanage something, when you want to have a control of everything, that come from fear. That's come from fear. And so one thing that, and when you have fear, you have fear of things, you are not at ease. and it is something that might take a little practice. It might take a little practice, but it is something absolutely possible for you to actually to learn to trust the process. I asked at the beginning if you have green thumb. So I used to have black thumb, so to say, which is seemingly every plant that I touch, they definitely don't thrive. They usually die. I would even kill things like succulent and cactus and such back in the day. Excuse me. And over the years, as I grow in my personal journey, as I grow internally, I actually over time start to have green thumb, and I have many plants around me right now, all different kind of plants, and they all thriving very happily. And you know what? To trust the journey and let go. In other words, I will water it. I will water the plant as recommended, and being mindful of the weather and this and that, and not kind of being on top of the plant all the time. Which is what I used to do. I was like, oh my God, why are you doing that? Oh my God, maybe I should add a little more water of this and a little more water of that. And I had a very interesting experience and learning actually with one of my plants. I have a thriving, very happy money tree. And at some point, the money tree outgrown the pot that it was sitting in. And so I moved it into a different pot, and I do all these things that I'm supposed to do after I move a plant. And then I look at the plant, and then I saw the plant start having some leaves falling out. I'm like, uh-oh, what did I do wrong? Oh my God, I love that money. I love the money tree. I was like, what did I do wrong? Oh my goodness. And I started to have attachment. And I'm like, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Maybe I should water it a little more. And all this thing. And then I finally said, okay, take a deep breath. And then I happened to go to the plant store nearby here, and I asked the person, okay, I moved my money tree to a bigger pot, this, and this was last month, and it has been happening, and what did I do wrong? And the guy asked me a couple questions, and he said, you did nothing wrong. I'm like, so why is the money trees falling, having the leaves falling a lot more than usually? And he said, well, it's just going through its process of adjustment. And I said, what do I need to do? He said, leave the tree alone. That's exactly what he said. He said, well, you already done this and already done that. He's like, leave the tree alone. This is how often you're going to water it, and best thing, step back, let go, leave the tree alone. And so he said, just take a step back and leave the tree alone, and just keep an eye on the dryness of the soil. And that's all you want to do. You do not need to do anything else. Just let the tree be tree. It need times, and let it. The more you're doing thing, actually, the more you stressing the tree out. So let it go, let it go. And I said, holy moly! After all these years of taking care of all the plants, and this is only about a year and a half ago, and after all this year, I'm like, thank you for the reminder to let go. Not only letting go, many times you might hear about letting go that's no longer serving you, but the other part of letting go is actually letting go of doing things all the time. Sometimes we feel when we have an audacious goal, when you have something you would really love, you're like, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. My friend and colleague, the amazing master coach Judy Matisik, says this very well the other day. She was part of an author group, and she said, she did this, and then she let it go, and then many months later the project come back, and it was so amazingly successful. And she said, that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, you do the best you can, let it go, and and then it come back in so much more ease, with a lot more peace of mind than if she had been thinking about it on a weekly basis, and just let it go. And so I invite you to join me today to see what is it in your life. And with Judy, that was an expansion for her in this particular project. That's an expansion and a growth, and congratulations for her. And so, but what is it in your life that you might be able to just take a step back and trust the process? Like I learned to trust the tree again, and the trees, when I let the tree go, that's sort of like I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a step back from you, tree. And the tree, within a matter of a couple weeks, it's settled out and happy again, and it continues still growing and growing big money tree. I'm so grateful for the tree. And so what is it that you can possibly just let it go, and let go of things that's no longer serving you, but like old clothes, perhaps it's little old clothes that still pile up in your closet, or something else is that's no longer serving you. But just as importantly, letting go of your grip, letting go of your attachment, letting go of your worry, letting go of your micromanaging, whatever it is. And that micromanagement sometimes can shows up as keep doing something. There is a difference between doing something on consistent regular basis and then trying to do more and more and more and more for something. And that's when you are micromanaging what your journey toward your growth and the goal that you have. And so what is it that you might be able to just take a step back and said, okay, you know what? I do all I am to do. I am being as consistent as I possibly can. And I'm just going to let it go and let things take its journey. Let the process go through. And when you're able to do this is your peace of mind tip of this week as well, is to let go. To let go what's no longer serving you, but to also let go as you go through the process. To let go as you go through the process, understanding that the inclination of not wanting to let go come from fear. So please share in the comment below if there are certain things in your life that you look at this and say, you know, I can let this go a little more. I can take a step back, take a deep breath, and just relax. And when you're able to do that, you'll be able to have more ease, more peace of mind, more joy on consistent basis, because now you free up your energy and you will have a lot less fear and more comfort. And perhaps share in the comment below if you ever have a time that you did that, the way my friend and colleague Judy, or the way I did with the plan. And please share in the comment below if there is a goal that you are endeavoring to accomplish. And if you'd love to have some support, well, welcome to reach out to me directly. And this is Burjit with From Grieving to Joyful Living. I'd love your feedback in the comment below as well. Well, welcome to share this video, and I love you very, very much, and I look forward to see you again very, very soon, with you living a beautiful, thriving, joyful, peaceful life with ease and fun as you step into these principles even more. And I see you again very, very soon, living your beautiful, wonderful, magnificent, thriving life.